Queen?
Wagwan.
Okay. Wait, do you have your mic on?
Yes.
Okay, because it sounds crystal clear now.
Okay, okay. I was trying to make sure it worked because like when I sent you the link, it was still like playing from the tablet.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
Like
yeah, it's working. Thank God.
yes.
Queen, it's been a minute since we've been on
I
here.
I know, and so much has been going on.
Oh my God.
So yes, let's jump straight into it. Um oh my God, it's been so forever.
I know. It's literally been a year.
Oh yes, okay. So hello, guys, royalties. How are we doing?
Okay. How are y'all?
We hope you all are doing well in this new year.
Okay, I hope each and every one of you is achieving your New Year's resolution and sticking to
Pe-
it.
Period. Okay, okay, okay. Welcome to Lemonade Stands. Okay.
Okay, our comeback.
Yes. Okay. So we know it's been quite a while. There was plenty of difficulties that we ran into and rescheduling. Um, and then we said that we wouldn't return until 23, and we've been trying to coordinate schedules and all that to get back on, and here we are.
Okay, it's been very very hectic to get to this point,
Okay,
but we back, so no complaining.
alrighty.
um,
Um, Go ahead.
I was just gonna say like what our schedule is looking forward for the new year. We plan to release an episode at the beginning and end of each month. That way, we can get the most current and up to date tea to y'all and just let y'all know how we're doing too.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and we want to be more consistent this year because I don't think we were that consistent lately. So we want to
Hmm.
work on that this year, most definitely.
Okay,
And yeah, let's just see how it goes.
okay. Yeah, so just like Queen Ju said, the first and the end of the month. That way we have a structured flow, and you guys have continual content coming to you guys. Um, so do you want to jump straight into it?
I guess so. There's so much shit that we need to talk about.
Okay, it's been so long.
Okay, yes.
So we got tea for y'all, or as I like to say for this episode, we got lemonade for y'all. All right.
Okay.
We hope y'all cups is ready.
So, what's the first topic, Queen?
The first topic we have on the list, um, that's what I was gonna say. Did you want to like start off with how I sent it, or did you want to start with like the double standards?
No, let's just go off your list,
Okay.
honestly.
So the first topic we have on here is racism.
Ooh, that's a real good one, and we could honestly talk the whole pod about just this.
Okay. Man.
um, do you remember what we had in mind? Because I know we were talking,
Oh
and
my
we had
God,
a
I
few
know, right?
things we wanted to we wanted to speak about, but because this is just such a broad topic, so I don't even know where to start.
I said I was gonna remember too. Because we was on the phone. Oh my God, we was on the phone for a little minute too. It was like
I
we need
know,
to get
like 2 hours. Yeah,
on the pod.
we should have recorded that.
Okay. Um, Racism. Racism has been around since, well, I would say the beginning of time, but that will kind of be like a lie. But it has been around for centuries.
Hmm.
I'll say that. It has been around for centuries. It's nothing new under the sun. However, Oh, I just start. I'm sorry. Like I start getting like downloads from Spirit. Because me and a certain individual had were like kind of talking about racism or whatever in a way, and I was saying I kind of wanted to invite them to the podcast. Um,
Hmm.
but I'll get into that later. So it's been around for centuries. It's nothing new under the sun. Um, some people still experience it to this day. Um, the thing about racism is it's really, if you, from my standpoint, I'm gonna just say it this way. From my standpoint, it's really dumb, stupid, and what have you to be racist to someone because, first of all, the definition of racism is like, um, being like showing,
I think it's something along the lines of like believing that you're superior to like another group of people or a group of individuals. Believing, you're putting yourself higher amongst like another group.
yes, believing that one race is superior over another.
Right.
But the thing with that is, so based on the color of skin, right?
Hmm.
Believing that one race is superior upon another based upon skin color. But do you guys know what race is? Race has nothing to do with the genetic makeup and skin color of a human being.
Right.
Just that word race is very it's too dumb because that separates us as people.
Mm.
Think about it, you have the race, the Caucasian race, you have the African American race, you have um Asian race. Actually, I think I'm using
Honestly, it's just so dumb too because it's just such a confusing concept too because people will ask you the question like most commonly, where are you? Where are you from? And it's like that question itself is like such like a broad question, and then you have people who ask you like what are you, like what's your ethnicity, or like people will just be like what are you, and it's kind of like how do you answer those types of questions, and just like those types of, I don't know, it's just it complicates things, like it's just really is something that was created that didn't need to be created because it just creates not only divisions but it just overcomplicates a lot of things and it makes people have to put themselves into categories and boxes.
that's exactly what I was going to get to, that division part. Racism brings about division amongst the people, amongst society. There's only one race and always have been only one race, which is the human race.
Hmm.
Um, like you were saying, it divides us as people when we put color and things like that into it.
Right, and as humans, I don't know why as a society we're built like this, but as a society we're taught and um we're like indoctrinated to believe that we need to have a label for everything and we need to put people in groups and categories. That's why we're just created, because society's like, no, like you need to belong in some sort of category, some sort of group. Like that's why when you meet someone you ask them these questions, so you're like, okay, where can I place you like in a little box in my head to kind of like
Mhm.
to see where you fit. And it's like that shouldn't even be a thing. You should just, this is why I don't believe in like labels and I really find them so stupid and like
That part.
just unnecessary, because when you meet a human being, your first, like your first interaction shouldn't be, okay, where can I put you, like in my head, like, are you of importance, are you not, are you smart, or are you black, are you white, are you this or that, or can I use you for this, or can I not, can I benefit from you mutually or not mutually, like there's so many things that people, not everyone, but people do, like when they meet someone and they're getting their first impressions, they have all these thoughts and they already know where they go in their list of people and in what category, and it's just so dumb.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree 100%. With everything that you just said. And we all do it as a people, whether we willingly or unwillingly, with the knowledge or not even, like, with intent or without intent, is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Um, Prejudge people. Um, because of this. And that also ties into two of our other topics that we're going to get into, with like double standards and what was the other one? Oh, you had put like you were talking about woke culture,
Oh, right, that's a good one. Yes,
but
yes, yes,
like
yes.
the gay community with these labels, it all it does is continues to separate us more and more as people.
Right. Even like in everything, honestly, labels affect everything. Whether like you're going to apply for a job and like a certain company needs to reach like some sort of HR quota where they have like a certain, demographic of people employed within their company. It's all because of that. Like, there's just everything is a label. Labels are like everything. And it's like, but why? Why can't we just exist and just be people? I don't know why there needs to be so much separation.
True, true, true. You mentioned that about companies and meeting.
Diversity quotas, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I had seen some. Oh my God, I said I wanted to find it, and I was trying to show my brother too. Um, I seen this thing, or I had got an email, and it was talking about stuff like that, like companies, not meeting their diversity quota with said Black community, um, because they were saying that um, there's a high percentage of colored people who don't want to work or aren't working,
Hmm.
and so that they're not meeting their diversity quota. But also, the reason why I wanted to show it to my brother is because you know he's he's relocated here with me and my mother, and was going out looking for a job and everything, and was talking about, like, certain companies may have a problem with him because he's changed the color of his hair. Just like the tips though.
Right.
Um, and I was telling him, like, well, technically, if you think about it, that's discrimination.
Right.
And I was telling him, like, he was trying to argue with me and say like it wasn't, and then Mama Jack, chimed in and said actually it is. It was kind of helping me out, and we are all kind of going back and forth. And I was like, actually, I just received an email the other day talking about ways you can fight against that when it comes to your natural hair
Hmm.
and things like that. I was trying to look for it, and I could not find it for the life of me. And I was like, bro, why does this always happen? When good topics come up, and I have either email or seen a video or whatever, and I try to show it to them,
Hmm.
it just vanished.
Right. No, and that's like not okay either, that you have to basically whitewash yourself to get in, like get access to employment in certain companies. It's like they would, I assure you that many of these corporations would much rather employ, a black man with a clean cut haircut versus a man with dreads. And it's like, why? Like, why does that, why do I have to hide my culture just so I can be employed and like support myself? Like,
Absolutely.
you have to whitewash yourself as much as you can when you go into these interviews and these jobs, because they don't want to see that. They want you to act just like a white person would act. And if they see that you are acting any differently, they're like, no, sorry, you're not. They'll cover it with, oh, like, no, we just, you're not a good fit because maybe you're just not what we're looking for. They won't explicitly say, of course, because they don't want to get sued and they don't want to deal with all that. They're not going to explicitly say those things, but we all know like why that person wasn't selected, because they were just not acting in the way that a white man would act, aka they were not acting
Absolutely.
whitewashed.
Absolutely. And that's another thing. I'm glad that you said that too, because another point I wanted to talk about was when um, that's a form of prejudging.
Hmm.
So, like in an interview, if I go to the interview, or even my brother, say he went to an interview, he got the tips of his hair dyed or whatever, and he goes to the interview, and the interview is great, but they don't hire him because of the color of his hair, or because it's not in a certain style that they want it to be in. But it's
Hmm.
like you don't know, you're passing up on all these skills and qualities, great qualities that he has, just for the simple fact of his hair or his skin color.
Right.
And that's really sad.
It's
Um,
just it's just gross how much these corporations are able to get away with while also like hiding behind, like these all these other policies that they have. For instance, whatchamacallit, when I was applying to work at this one place called Law Business Research, I was applying to be a research analyst, and I had a strong feeling that they were racist because this one interviewer, his name was Tom, he was a senior research analyst there, and we had like a quick discourse about like my ethnicity. I disclosed it as Peruvian. And like before I disclosed that, he was all like, like he was cordial, like he greeted me and he was very nice and friendly. And then I was talking about like Peruvian food and I just started getting into my heritage and all that. And then he immediately seemed like he lost interest and like he didn't even want to continue the conversation anymore. He was very like brief, with his responses to me. When I would answer a question of his, he'd be like, okay, cool. And he would just, shoot off the next question. And that's just the vibe I got, was that, that they were like, okay, well, you're not like as white as we want you to be. You're not acting as white as we want you to be. So no, it's not gonna work. And no, I didn't get that position. And I'm grateful I didn't, because I don't think I would want to work in a workplace where they, force you to assimilate to white culture. So
Man,
yeah.
that's sad. Um, I'm trying to think. I was gonna say, in a way, um, and in the several jobs that I've been to, um, generally, um, I'm normally prejudged. But the thing is, when I am prejudged, um, those individuals underestimate who I am and what I bring to the table until they really get to know me, and then they feel threatened because of how and what they prejudged and thought about me was wrong. And when I bring more to the table, it just confuses them and throws them all the way off.
Okay. I mean, Queen, would you like to disclose to the audience what recently happened with you? Because I feel like that was honestly like it wasn't like blatant racism, but I feel like it was very discreet form of racism what they had done to you.
Um, let's see. Not in full detail. Matter of fact, no, I won't. Um, but what I will do is speak on an event that transpired while I was while I was there with a certain individual, um, where they had like underestimated me, and once they got to know me, it threw them off. But the reason why I won't mention that is because, for one, I'm beginning to learn and be okay with that everything happens for a reason.
Okay. Okay.
Secondly, because it wasn't all the way their fault, whereas before, um, with others, with others, yeah, it would be, or if that would transpire for no reason. The thirdly, um, on this platform, I don't want to. Okay, on this platform, when it comes to companies
Hmm.
or businesses, if you will, of that nature, um, I won't mention names, and I won't um be, what can I say? I won't drag them through the mud, just like I didn't with the last company from back home. But and the reason being is because, I want this to be a more positive and influencing um platform. However, I am an artist who writes.
Okay.
And the when I write from experiences. And so in that aspect of that business area, tea will be spilled. And that's all I'm gonna say about
Okay. Okay. Well, I
that.
look forward to hearing some
Okay.
lyrics about, some of these unethical practices by these corporations.
Oh, absolutely. And you'll be the first to know and hear about it or whatever.
Of course.
Um, Speaking of that, remind me, well, no, I'll mention that at the end. But so with said individual though, at this recent um event, if you will. So now hold on. I had to take a drag off my elf bar.
Okay.
Adjust the adjust the mic. Thank you. So there was an individual at this particular company who I met a mutual um through a mutual individual we both knew of.
Mhm.
And from with that individual, the mutual friend, um, was telling me about their character and how they interact with each other and how long they known each other and everything like that. And before joining this company, um, I was with the mutual friend or person rather, and had the opportunity to listen and witness a conversation between them two. And I was like, oh, it's like she sounds pretty nice and interesting. And I was like, I would love to meet this individual and, Kiki or whatever.
Hmm.
And he was like, I would love for you to meet her. She's really interesting, cool. We go way back, da 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 da. I was like, well, God willing, it'll happen. And if not, then it wasn't meant to be. So, um, like a month or so later, he reached out to me and was like, hey, he was like, hey, I got an opportunity for you, or whatever, yada, yada, yada. So I meet this individual, and, I still have good hopes. Like, okay, she seems cool or whatever, the vibe's nice, yada, yada. Um, Whatever. Now, after joining this company, we never interacted um, for quite a while.
Huh.
Um, Never worked with them for a while, whatever, what have you. So, a few months in, whatever, and this individual approaches me. Now, this time, I don't know who this woman was, but it was not the same woman I met before.
Oh.
So she comes to me and, um, asking me 1,000,003 questions or whatever.
Hmm.
And the way that she's coming off is like aggressive, very direct, straight to the point.
Hmm.
Um, what's another word?
Hostile.
Yes, very much that hostile. I was gonna say like hyperactive or with like all this energy and was just coming off like da 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 and da 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 da. And I'm like, hold on.
Mm-mm, we're in the workplace.
So now hold on. Okay, so I'm like, and it's pretty early in the day. Well, for her, but it was pretty late for me because, whatever. But so I'm just like, whoa, now hold on. And, she's just like going off or whatever. And then, asking me questions and this, that, and the fourth. And so, like, I'll be trying to answer, or I'll be in the process of answering. And this woman would not, she wouldn't let me finish explaining or finish talking or wouldn't even let me completely answer her question. So, I just sit back and was like, well, I start noticing and I'm like, okay, I know what type of individual you are. Okay, I see you. So, I sit back and I listen. because, Mama Jack raised me to be respectful to all individuals. Um, and one specific thing sh Mama Jack taught me, and I remembered when when I was in this situation, was to first of all, she said, "Do not, don't cut anyone off because that's rude and disrespectful.
Hmm.
Because, you may be getting ready to ask something or say something that they are going to um, cover or whatever while they're speaking." Also in school too, um, they teach you to let someone speak or whatever, get all the way through with talking, or like teachers or whatever,
Right.
because they may answer your question before they end their discussion or whatever. So that's what I started running through my head. I was like, oh, well, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit back and shut up. I'm gonna let her speak, go all the way through. Whatever question she asks me, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just let her get all of her shit out.
Okay.
So that's what I did. And then I sit back and I'm listening, and she's talking, yapping at the mouth or whatever. And she say a few things that kind of I kind of laughed at and chuckled because I'm just like, she ain't let me finish talking. I was gonna answer that, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna just let her finish, keep going. And I just started laughing. I think that kind of pissed her off. And she started talking more and more and more. So I let her finish. She finishes. And I was like, okay, is it my turn now?
Okay.
And she was like, kind of standing there. Oh no, it was the last thing she said was something. I can't remember what it was specifically, but it was a question. And, I didn't answer. I was just sitting there because I was trying to let her finish. And she was looking at me, and I was like, oh, are you asking me, or was that like a rhetorical question? And I laughed a little bit. And she was like, no, I'm asking you. I was like, I'm just making sure it's my turn to speak now, you know. And so I said, well, let me go back because there was a few things that you said. And I was like, I didn't get a chance to answer. So now it's my turn to speak. And so I'm start, replying back. And I'm like, boom, 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 answering everything she asked me in order.
Okay.
I was like, you said this, this, and that. This is why this, and that happened. You said this. Well, no, that's not right. This, and that. And so I answered everything. And I was looking at her. I'm like, so I was like, I don't know. I was like, why are you coming off all hostile? She was like, I'm not being hostile and da da da. I said, yes, you are, because everything that you mentioned, first of all, you didn't let me speak. Secondly, everything that you mentioned, none of that shit, none of it has to do anything with Queen Jack. I was
Okay.
like, you ain't got a problem with me. I said, it sounds like you got a problem with the higher ups, okay? And when I said that, she was like, no, it's before that. She said something, and then I was like, no, no, something, something, something. And she was like, yeah, 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 like trying to tell me I did do something or something like that. And I was like, no, baby, that's not me. I said, um, you ain't got a problem with me. I said, it sounds like you got a problem with your people.
Okay.
And she was like, you know what? Yeah. She was like, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. She was like, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I was like, baby, I already know why, but go ahead. And then, she started answering or whatever like that. And then her whole character changed. And then like she started talking about how, she got our backs and stuff like that, and um, try to stick up for us and whatever, whatever. I was like, girl, what the fuck? I said, now who's this?
Okay. She did a whole 180.
Yes, the whole 360, baby.
Okay.
I was like, no, hold on. But when I said that, it shocked the fuck out of her. And so every time, whenever I have an interaction with her again, um, it wasn't much interaction really. We never really spoke to each other or whatever like that. And then, so everyone else were like afraid of her and everything like that. But Queen Check don't have no fear of her. There's only three three people that scare me. God, Mama Jack, and the Barbs.
The Barbs.
The Barbs.
Who's that?
That's Nikki's fan base.
Okay.
Okay. Those are the only three individuals that I fear. You understand?
Okay. Yes. Loud and clear, Queen.
So everyone else was, afraid of her. They're like, oh, she's mean, she's rude, and she's always coming off like this, and that. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, y'all right, but the thing is, you gotta know how to speak to certain individuals, but first you have to know how to speak.
Okay. There's a
What
lot of
to
people who
say,
don't know how to do that.
okay, what to say it, when to speak, when not to speak, and then what to say and how to say it.
Okay. And who to say it to.
Mm. I was gonna say you have to know that person's character. So when she was speaking and everything, I ended up knowing the type of individual that she is. So that's how I knew how to deal with her and deal with that situation. I said, "Oh, okay, I clocked your tea." And yeah, she then I have the opportunity to work with her, like a few more times, and she was the person she was after she was trying to come at me aggressively and things like that. She was all nice and sweethearted and shit like that. I was like,
Okay.
"Child, I ain't got that to do." But my thing is, she underestimated me and who I was, um, because she prejudged me, thinking I was the typical individual people, I guess, or type of person, um, type of black person, I guess. But the thing is, she was black too.
Hmm.
Um, she underestimated me, and so when I addressed her properly, she didn't know what the fuck to do because she already had this pre-made up thought and idea in her mind of who I am and how I am. And when it didn't match what she thought in her head, she was just like, oh, she didn't know what the fuck to do. But also because you're an individual with a high position and I'm underneath you, and the way you act, the way you talk to people and all that it was very unprofessional. Very, very fucking unprofessional. And I was just like, what the fuck? So anyway, the reason I didn't want to speak on that,
Hmm.
um, about what happened and everything is because um I presented them with an opportunity of help that would benefit not only the company, but me as just, myself and the company.
Right.
And I spoke to two individuals, and I gave them, I spoke to two individuals about it, presented it to them with the idea or whatever, and asked them of their opinion. And both of them told me that um, we think that's a really great idea. We feel like that'll help us out. Da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, great. And the reason why I brought it to those two individuals is because, I'm like, well, this is what I'm thinking of how, we can make a difference. And I was like, it'll help not only myself but the company as well. And they both was like, yeah, da 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 da. And I also wanted their opinion before I went to the big boss. So I reach out to um big boss to set up a meeting or whatever to discuss my idea and plan or whatever.
Mhm.
And she did not answer nor return my telephone call.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, whatever, whatever. Well, um, and the reason why I said I didn't want to speak about it is because I let them in and gave them insight on the business. Now you know how we be, Juice, when you know how we are with Apple and Facebook and Sony and all them
Okay,
when they
yes,
be
ma'am.
trying to get the business plans. Well,
Yes.
I presented them with a little bit of the plan, and they went behind my back, then they stabbed me. So that is why I'm like, yeah, nah, I won't get too far into that one here, but best believe the queen has been working. The queen always working, okay?
Mm,
And I've been working heavily on the business. That's why we haven't been able to record an episode in quite some time because the schedule, hasn't been matching up and things like that. But um, yeah, this was a learning lesson, but it will be talked about definitely when I start to release music.
it will be talked about in the courtrooms as well.
Okay, 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 and the quads. But yeah, that's that on that. Um, bitch, do you know? I'm sorry, not bitch. Queen, do you know? I was going to, yo, and this is what really pissed me off. I had plans to incorporate them in the business. Like really, like I sat here and was like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was I was gonna reach out to you and talk to you, or I don't know if I did. Um, excuse me, guys, I'm so sorry.
Mm.
I had like different ways and ideas of how I can incorporate them in the business or whatever. But one of those things was like when it came to merch, like I had an idea of how I could create merch for the company that would like be a part of both businesses.
Right, yeah. I think you briefly mentioned that because you also wanted to get one of your coworkers on the pod too. I remember.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I still kind of do want to get them on that pod um as well because we had like a really really great discussion. But yeah, I was like, bro, the fact like you know I'm thinking beyond, I'm thinking futuristic, and was going to incorporate them in the business or whatever.
Okay.
But they killed that shit for themselves.
It sucks for them.
Okay. But yeah, so that's all I had to say about racism. If you want to move on to the next topic.
I don't want to because this is a good topic, but we kind of have to because we've been on this for a many minutes.
Okay. Do you want to lead or you want me to lead?
I'm gonna be fake queen. I'm gonna have you lead because I don't have the list of topics pulled up right now.
Okay. So the next topic is it was the woke culture that we were talking about.
Oh my, no. Okay, all right.
Wait, I oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just have so many issues with woke culture. Most recently, with the launch of that new Harry Potter game, like
Yes.
it was like, especially people on Twitter. Like I don't know what it is, but the wokeness is like to a whole different degree on there. They
Oh,
were
yes.
getting motherfuckers canceled on there for buying this fucking video game, saying that, if you purchase this game, you're transphobic. Because I believe during the pandemic, J.K. Rowling, the author and creator of Harry Potter, I guess she made a transphobic tweet, something along the lines of like, oh, like, how she donated to a charity. She said, "Oh, I donated to a charity for women who menstruate. What are those called? Wumpin, woman, thing. It was something along
Mhm.
those lines. She was, saying that basically that you're only a woman if you menstruate, which obviously isn't true. There are cis women who do not menstruate because they are infertile, and having a period does not mean you're not a woman. So
Okay.
and which I don't agree with that tweet either. I think that tweet was made in poor taste, and I don't know what was going through her head to make such a tweet like that because it was only going to be taken the wrong way. I don't even know what way she intended for it to be taken. Um, so yeah, that tweet was, of course, very harmful, and I really don't know why she made that tweet. It was really stupid. But at the same time, I grew up with Harry Potter. Harry Potter got me through a lot of my childhood. Like,
Me too.
I have a lot of great memories going to the movie theater with my family,
Okay, say
watching.
great memories.
Right. Like, no, for real, because amongst all the shit I had going on growing up, I remember just me and my family going to watch all those movies in theaters, like every single one of them. And
Me too.
no one's gonna tell me that because I enjoy Harry Potter that I'm transphobic. No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. There needs to be like with everything, there's a time and a place, and there's also like you have to know where you draw the line with certain things.
Absolutely.
Yes, I don't agree with what she said, but I'm also not gonna, I'm not gonna continue to enjoy a franchise or a series that I enjoyed growing up just because of that. J.K. Rowling is. I'm not. I don't. Personally don't give a fuck about her as a person. I care about the series and the show and the movies and the books and all that. I love. And
Okay.
yes, I do recognize that it, may monetarily benefit her for purchasing her products and things that are endorsed by Harry Potter. But at the end of the day, she already made her bag. So what are we
Okay.
really doing by trying to cancel her? What
And
are we
then y'all
really
get
doing?
then
What's
those
that?
individuals giving her more clout by speaking on her.
Right, exactly. And it's like at the same time too, like just like you said, they're trying to cancel, 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 but at the same time, you're just giving them more publicity and more like spotlight because now they're in the news and now everybody under the sun's talking about her. You don't think she's making a bag off that now? People are like, "Oh yeah, Harry Potter. I haven't been thinking about that either. Oh look, there's a game coming out. I'm gonna go buy it now."
Okay.
Like no, 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 no. And that's just one of the instances of woke culture that I just have a giant issue with. A giant issue with. And also, like most recently, in the fall when that Jeffrey Dahmer series was popping off and everybody was like talking about it and it was going like it was like, Netflix, this is like number one top rated show or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I believe there was like certain individuals talking about, oh, like you shouldn't dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween because, that's disrespectful to the families and everything or whatever. And I'm just like, wait, hold on, because Literally, y'all out here dressing up as Ted Bundy. Y'all dressing up as Ghostface. Like those are
Okay.
literally based off of like mass killings. Like what are you talking about? Like those were still lives lost too. So it's like y'all just want to pick and choose shit to talk about because what? Because it's like what's relevant right now? What's like in the news
Right.
and what's like what?
Because
No,
it's
if we're
hot
gonna
topic.
right, if we're gonna be upset about something, we're gonna be upset about every fucking little thing. We're not gonna pick and choose. Oh, this that. Like no, 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 no.
Speak on it.
Just like how you hoes is upset about this Harry Potter game saying if you buy it you trans. Why you got an iPhone? Because you do know Apple literally enslaves children in China to build these fucking phones, right? You shouldn't have a fucking iPhone.
And
Get off
ooh,
that
let's
phone.
talk about it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
No, because it's fucking stupid and it makes no sense to me. No sense. Literally no sense. And hoes be talking about privacy, privacy, but we got TikTok on their phone. You do know that they found Chinese spyware in the TikTok app, right? You don't got
Yep.
privacy, bitch. There's no privacy. But hoes just wanna it's just honestly, it's just it makes no sense to me. It's counterintuitive. It doesn't do anything. And it's just I understand that, like I understand what the sentiment is. It's to, like hold people accountable and to, make sure like everyone is included and no one feel like everyone has representation and no one feels oppressed. I get all that, but a lot of the times it just doesn't have the effect that y'all are wanting it to have for real.
That part. Absolutely. Like, come on, it's a game. Really?
Right, right. At the end of the day, it's a video game. I'm not out here like no, I'm not saying no. Yeah, it's just a video game and y'all need to pick and choose what you get upset about. That's
Absolutely.
that's what it boils down to. Like y'all need to be upset about, these Chinese, not even Chinese, yeah, these Chinese hot air balloons they find in all these states.
Okay, I was about
Like
to
what
say them balloons.
right. Like y'all need to be upset about that. Like what the fuck's going on? Y'all need to be upset about what's going on with what you call it, this re-election that's about to happen. Y'all need to be upset about all this other shit. Y'all need to be upset about inflation because I can't even buy eggs no more.
Okay,
Like,
say
come,
inflation, child.
like, but no, this game is the problem. Like, no, bitch, bring my fucking eggs down.
People
But
be worried about the wrong things.
right, and wrong things at the wrong time. Y'all need to be worried about Ohio and
Okay.
what happened with the water and the contamination there.
Oh man, yeah.
Like,
Shout out to
no,
my people from Ohio,
okay,
all my
because
family in Ohio.
the fucking government's trying to downplay that shit so bad. I see it all over TikTok. That's the only platform I see it on too, which is crazy. I only see
Yeah,
people talking about it on TikTok there.
yeah. And you know what? I'm really glad that I was able to see and hear about that because so Queen Jack's originally from Ohio and I have a lot of family there. And
Hmm.
whenever I discuss it with like certain people or whatever, they're oblivious to it. Like they have no idea or know anything about it. Um, even some people in Ohio
Right.
um don't even know about it and things like that. And it's just like, wow, um,
It makes you wonder, like,
how is this being missed?
yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, why are they trying to like downplay it so much? Like, what really is going on?
Yeah. And really interesting fact is before I even found out about it, and before, well, I don't know if it probably was before it happened, but before I found out about it,
Hmm.
um, I watched this interesting movie that was very similar to like how people were talking about it and describing it and things. Um, so the movie is called White Noise. Again, I'm gonna repeat that. It's White Noise, and it's on Netflix. So basically, there was this truck driver. I guess it was like a gas truck or whatever.
Hmm.
That was like driving. He wasn't like really paying attention. I guess he like dropped something, was trying to like reach for it and pick it up, and didn't realize he was coming up on the train until like he heard like the train blowing the horn, and like he went to hit the brakes, but it was already too late because he was like right there at the train, and like he like ran into it, and then like from running into the train, it derailed it and everything, and like so like the carts, different carts of the train, um, was crashing into each other, and then eventually crushed the truck, and the truck blew up, and because it was like a gas truck or whatever, all the chemicals went up into the air, yada yada yada, and then like so it started to rain and all this one weird shit, and it basically caused like a chemical imbalance in the atmosphere, and created like this fuck, I can't even think of the word.
Like air pollution.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep, air pollution that was like deadly to citizens.
Hmm.
They were like evacuating the city and everything like that. Then they had like military come out, and they were like shooting some type of thing up into the cloud or whatever. And
Mm-mm.
I think it made it worse or something. And the clouds started turning like red and shit. It was all kind of crazy shit. But I just want you guys to go take a look at that. I thought that was really interesting. But right after I watched that or whatever, um, that's when I started hearing about that event that transpired in Ohio. But the thing is, they said that the chemical shit or whatever, or the leak or what have you, was near the accident was near some major farmlands.
Hmm.
So if you think about it, right, you were talking about inflation. Inflation happens when shit becomes really expensive because we have
Scarcity, yeah.
low produce of it, right? Scarcity. And then the fact that they were saying that that happened by some major farmland in Ohio, and then it affected or spilt into some type of water stream or whatever, body of water or whatever. I'm just like, now
Mm-mm.
there's going to be a scarcity, of foods over there
Right.
because the farmlands are damaged.
And like, they're telling the residents of Ohio, like, oh no, the water's safe to
Yeah,
drink and shower and use, but motherfuckers are getting hospitalized after drinking and showering in this water that's contaminated.
yeah,
Like, and it's like, why isn't this on the news? Why is no one talking about this? Like, what are they trying to cover? Like, are they trying to like, what the hell fell into the water? Like, what is that? Are they trying to build some like bio weapon or something? Are they trying to like manufacture some sort of like disease? Like, what are they doing? And what was like, on that
Wagwan.
train?
Wagwan.
Right. And it's like, why is no one talking about this?
Right, that's what's really pissing me off because, like, what the fuck? I'm not seeing it on no news. I'm not seeing it. Like you said, well, I've kind of been off of social media, but I've been recently, getting back on or whatever. But
Mm,
I haven't heard no one talk about it. I haven't seen anything about it besides TikTok.
yeah.
And that's why China or the US, they were talking about just recently. I seen this video where they're trying to I think it's China, trying to get rid of TikTok because it is the fastest growing app that has ever been made,
Hmm.
and so many people are able to interact with each other from all over the world, and news is starting to spread a lot faster. That is why they're trying to get rid of it.
Period. And also, I thought they were gonna do some. I thought I heard something a while back about like TikTok potentially being banned here because
Mhm.
of the spyware they found on the app.
Yeah, yep. They just
But
talked. I just seen a video of that just recently.
No, but I heard something about this back in like 2020 or 2021, and
Yeah,
then
I did too. I did too.
yeah, yeah, TikTok is still around though, so it's like, what's going on? Like, if we're being spied on, why isn't it banned? I don't understand. Is it
So
because there's a lot of money in TikTok? Is that why they're like, oh, like, U.S. citizens' privacy isn't as important as making a profit? Like, what is? I don't understand.
I
Because
don't fully understand either.
there's a lot of, I know that like TikTok probably generates a lot of money into the US economy. That's probably why, but at the same time, like I thought privacy was more important, and I thought that was an amendment. But
We don't have any privacy anymore.
honestly, yeah, true, yes. But no, I'm just to say like y'all can be woke or whatever, but y'all need to learn to focus on the things that actually matter and are of importance. Because I feel like y'all just focus on the wrong things at times.
Man, absolutely. And it'd be the minute things. Like, get
Hmm.
over it. Like, come on.
Right. Like no one's losing sleep over this.
Right. Um, absolutely right. It's like when it comes to the major things, nobody speaks about it.
Hmm.
Or what was I saying the other day? Um, I gotta remember how I said it. Um, 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 we were talking about something, and I was like, the thing is, either people aren't talking about it. Um, I was like, or what did I say? We were talking about something, and we were saying like how it will keep happening because no
Oh,
one's really talking about it or something.
yeah, I think we were talking about like just a lot of things. I think it was pertaining to the LGBT community, and about like we're talking about people who like go too far with the identifying of like, like
Yes,
obscure
yes,
things
yes,
and
yes,
stuff
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Brought my memory back.
Okay.
Um, yes. So that was yep. Um, that's what I wanted to discuss. So this woke culture because we were discussing over the phone about the Harry Potter thing and being transphobic or whatever, and then I said I wanted to talk about our community or the community, if you will, um, which was one topic. I mean, I kind of touched a little bit on a different topic in another episode, but Um, and I was saying like how I could talk about it for eons. But so with the community, the community, and even if you don't identify with the rainbow people, uh,
Okay.
um, a lot of people in that community and just generally in this new generation, y'all have becoming so soft. That's why on the thing, I put woke culture and then I put gay soft cunt puss. I was like, that'll help me remember. Um, y'all have become so soft. Like, people get offended by the littlest things or complain about the littlest things. Um, and mainly I'm speaking on the community because y'all want to like with the woke culture and cancel culture and things like that. Cancel Y'all want to cancel certain people for their misunderstanding. And I said this in the last episode, I mean not the last episode, but the other episode when I was speaking on the community, is that we have to, instead of get upset, get mad and get angry and all that and try to cancel people, why don't you educate them?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in my life have said the same thing and maybe in different ways, but they've said people fear what they do not understand. When you don't understand something, you become afraid. It's
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know. If
Right.
aliens reveal themselves right now, how there's a lot of people who wouldn't know how to act, and a lot of y'all that will be afraid. And there's probably some of y'all listening right now, and they'll be like, "Oh no, I would fuck with him," you know. It's a different human being, or it's a different being that's in the planet, and da 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 da. No, you wouldn't. You'll be very cautious. You might interact with them or whatever, but we all would be very cautious before interacting with them because we don't know what the fuck they can do. We don't know how they would respond and all this and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, oh yeah, I'll walk up to that motherfucker like, here, hit this blunt. No, you wouldn't, because what if they pull out some futuristic weapon?
Okay. I just love the point you made about educate instead of canceling, because I think I'm also guilty of that too, but I would not necessarily cancel, but I would hold certain individuals to a higher degree because they might be older than me, so I automatically assume, oh, you're older, you have more knowledge. And I
Yeah,
guess that's why I'm wrong, because as I'm getting older myself, I still don't know a lot of stuff. And I still don't know a lot of things. And I guess my approach in the past before to assume that someone should be educated on most things and they should have wisdom in most things because they're older, I guess that's wrong of me.
it.
And
Go ahead.
I just recognize that I was, I guess, part of the problem in those situations too, where I should have just educated rather than like just assume that they were ignorant because they're older and they should have more knowledge based on their age.
Hmm. And we've all been in that situation before where, like you said, we assume that one should have more understanding just because of their age or how long they've been here. But
Hmm.
the thing is, and what you're saying, you guess it, you were wrong in that area. You were, but you didn't know. But yes, you were, I was, other people are, because we are ever evolving. We are
Hmm.
always going to the next level. So there are things um that's present now that was that has either been different from in the past or hasn't been been as exposed, I guess, if you will, um, to everyone or what have you. For example, um, like you were saying about you would expect someone of an older age to be more accepting or have this knowledge of whatever
Hmm.
because of their age. When let's see, they will have more experience when it comes to certain situations, when it comes to life. They could tell you, "Nope, I've been through that. I've done that. Don't do it." Or I've experienced this and that, but here's the proper way to get around that faster or get to
Hmm.
this faster. because they've been here longer, they will have knowledge of that. So in that area, yes. But in the other areas, for example, um, with education, we'll say, um, in school, they are teaching us things that are different than they've taught our parents or grandparents, or that wasn't here when our parents and grandparents were in school. For example, X and Y. Um, I forget the educational term for it, but you know how like when you're in math and they'd be like, it's a math problem or whatever, and they'd be like, find X or find Y,
Yeah.
or with like polynomials.
Hmm.
I remember coming home one day and was telling my mom about polynomials, and she was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
They never taught us that in school. X and Y. They didn't have X and Y things for in math class when my mom was at school. So it's like this is a new way of doing math or whatever, but because it was never taught or it wasn't here before, my mom had no idea about it.
Right.
It's because we're ever evolving and things are changing. So yeah, I just wanted to
But
say that fast.
on the same hand, though, we're also told like growing up, respect your elders. Oh, like you don't know, you know nothing. Oh, like they're older than you, so they know they have a lot. They're a lot more knowledgeable, and they have a lot more of this that. You're supposed to just believe.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Juice. Your mic went out. Juice.
Me, but you don't even know this. So
Juice. Juice. Juice.
I'm
Did you not hear
sorry.
me?
What happened?
Your mic cut out for a minute.
Oh my god. It's because Mama Juice calling me. Mm-mm.
The last thing you said, respect your elders. You were talking about respect your elders because they have more knowledge and
Oh
experience.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. So from when we're young, like that's basically the expectation, right? Is to be like respect your elders because they're older than you, they've been around longer, they know more than you, and all that. So then you grow up and you're thinking like, like if you don't understand this and you're older than me, then like you're just dumb and like I don't want anything to do with you. You're just ignorant.
Mhm.
Like society says you're just stupid. But as you get older, you start to realize and see yourself. You're like, actually, no. Like there's just a lot in the world and it's not possible or feasible to know everything and to know like just to learn everything and adapt to everything. That's because everything's constantly changing too. There's a lot of information and there's a lot of change in the world all the time.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's kind of where I recognize now where I was wrong for accusing individuals of being not dumb, but ignorant, uneducated, and kind of like cutting certain individuals off for not having knowledge in specific areas where I guess I expected them to.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, but I just feel like it's because society indoctrinates you to have that belief growing up. Because even in school, when you're growing up, you're like, you have to listen to your teacher because your teacher's older and your teacher knows a lot more because she's older. But it's like, no,
right,
those two don't always go hand in hand. Just because you're old doesn't mean you have you know a lot. But at the same
right.
time, like
Hmm.
so yeah, that was just something I wanted to touch on.
Yes. So instead of trying to cancel or get mad and what have you about certain things, just educate individuals. That is my big problem with, like I said, the community. Someone doesn't understand everything concerning the community and all that, and so they may act or say something that doesn't agree with you, and then um, you start retaliating and want to cancel that person or just be rude and disrespectful just because of their misunderstanding or ignorance
Right.
from not knowing.
I agree. Yeah.
Um, Another thing I was saying, were you about to say something?
No, I was just agreeing. No.
Another thing that we were talking about with that was so I was talking about, do I want to mention that? I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's the right time for me to mention it. Um, I'm a
Mention.
I'm gonna hold off on it. Um, I'll have to send you a text. Um, I don't think it's the right time to talk about it yet. Hold on one second.
Queen, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. I thought I thought the connection dropped or something.
Um, I'm sending you this message.
Okay.
Importing files.
Okay. And you don't want to touch on this topic? Not right now.
I don't think right now is a good time. I don't think so. I think I want to kind of wait a bit, even though because I feel like this will be a great, interesting topic. I just don't feel like the people will be ready for it yet.
Okay. I mean, we have a bunch though. I think we still have to touch on double standards
Mhm.
anyway, and we still have to touch on wheels for a little bit too.
That's on wheels. That sounded perverted a little bit,
Okay.
but I see what you mean.
Wheels kind of go into the double standards anyway.
Okay, well, we'll move forward because that is our next topic.
Which one? Wheels or double standards?
Double standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
um there's just a lot of I don't even know if no, it's not gender inequality. Well, yeah, I guess gender inequality within just our society. I've been seeing a lot lately about like reels and TikToks and YouTube shorts even, and it'll be like, oh, like I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and while my man is like being the breadwinner, I want to stay home and like sit in my blanket and like watch Netflix all day and then go spend his money at Target. And then the comments all look, everyone's cheering for her. They're like, "You go, girl, get your bag and everything." But on the flip side, if a man were to say something like that, they'd be like, "Oh, like you're a loser. Go get a job. Oh, like you just want a woman to support you. Like you're not a real man." And even more disturbingly, I saw recently, there was a man in it. I believe he was at a bar or club, and he was sitting down drinking his drink, and a female walks over, and she starts rubbing her coochie right all in his face,
Hey,
just
yo.
all in his face, just rubbing his face in there. And in the comments, everyone's just saying like, "Yeah, I get it," and like everyone's laughing and everything. But I'm like, thought to myself like, but like, if the roles were reversed, would y'all be cheering and would y'all be laughing and like? It's like, no, like that's not even funny. Like that's literally sexual assault. Like that's a form of rape. Like I
Okay.
don't I don't like that's not okay. Male or female, like No. And then like, you see like photos of like, like female celebrities and they'll be like with a little child, like a little boy, and like they'll like kiss him on like on the mouth or like on the cheek and everyone's like, "Oh, like he's such a lucky guy." But if it was a grown man that was a celebrity, he was kissing some little girl on the lips or on the
Okay.
cheek, y'all would have an issue. So
Yep.
it's like where the hell is the equality? Like why the fuck are women able to do things that men can't? It's like y'all are preaching about, feminism, we need to be equal, but we're not. We're really not fucking equal. We're
Absolutely.
still fucking far from it. We're still fucking far. There's some shit that I can't do in public that a woman can do and it's just fine. Okay, if
Okay.
literally if I call the police right now because I'm scared of something and I hear a noise, the police are just gonna be like, "Oh, you're fine," and they'll just leave. But if I'm a woman, you know what they'll do? They'll be like, "Okay, ma'am, like we'll leave a patrol car outside, and like if you hear anything, like call me." And it's
Hmm.
like, it's just so disgusting to me that literally all people see is your gender. They don't see that it's a person there. That is a
Okay.
person. That is a human being. That is a soul. Okay, that is not. You're not. You're more than your gender. Okay, and you shouldn't be treated any differently because of that. Everyone should be treated as a human being, bitch. That's all.
You're absolutely right.
So that's just a. That's been something that's been on my mind for a minute that I've always wanted to talk about
Hmm.
because it's just I see a lot in the media about, oh, like the wage gap for women. Oh, like I'm not against women. Like I believe everyone should be treated equally and everything. I don't take this as I'm against women. I'm not. It's just it's not fair that one sex can get away with doing the exact same thing that's literally rape and shit like that, but the other can't. Like that makes no sense to me. It never has, never will. So like if
Yeah.
a man, even men, like even with rape, let's go to that too. If a man's raped, no one takes him fucking seriously. Like, wow, like you were raped, like you're not a man if you were raped. Like, how the fuck are you gonna get raped? You're a dude. Like, what the hell? But a woman, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry you're going through that. It's like, no, bitch, it's a person. You need to treat them like a person. Like, I
Hmm.
don't understand why that concept's so hard to understand. Every person has thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It doesn't matter if they have a dick or a vagina. Does it? No. No, no, no.
Okay.
It's just so like fucked up to me. And there's this really great TikToker I found named Roma Army, and she talks about all these things, about all like these inequalities within our society, all these gender inequalities. And I think it's great that she talks about them, but I think there needs to be more awareness brought to it for real.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Um, yeah, it's just it's really an imbalance. Um, I don't know if this was real life or like something I watched, but I remember seeing something or talking with someone or something. It was weird. I can't remember, but they were mentioning the fact of how men have always been superior and the dominant race or what or dominant um gender, and that he's supposed to, he's supposed to be the provider and this, that, and the fourth, and whatever. And I'm
Hmm.
just like, I mean, that's standard or typical, but
Hmm.
that's something that's been made up by society.
Right.
Because I also had a discussion with someone, and we were talking about what did they say? I'm trying to think. Like, do you think they probably use a different word, but in my knowledge and recollection, they were like, do you think the man should wear the pants in the relationship or the woman, or both?
Mm-mm. I hate that question.
Hold on. Or did they even say both? No, I don't think they said both. I think they said the man or the woman,
Mm,
or it was basically speaking like, okay, so what if like roles were reversed or whatever, like the woman should, I mean, the man like stay at home with the kids. I think we had to be talking about something because this is, I just remember like all these different things we were talking about. Like if the man stay home with the kids or whatever, and the woman went out to work, do you think that's wrong or whatever, or vice versa and stuff like that? And
mm,
if um if the man's out in the field, working and everything, do you think that the woman wait. I think it was me and you because you were saying like you had watched something where um was that me and you? Well, you said when you were watching something where the man had came home or whatever, and the woman had like prepared the food or whatever, and um no, I think that was somebody else. Anyway,
yeah.
um so apparently like the wife was home, made dinner or whatever for her and her man. The
Mm,
man came home or whatever just as she finished cooking, and she made both of their plates, and then she went to go sit down and eat, and he came in, he sat down or whatever. And she let him know that the dinner was made or whatever, and he was just like kind of sitting there, like I guess, um, expecting her to like I guess get his plate and bring it to him.
mhm,
But I'm like, well, if you was out, if the man went and was working and she cooked, I don't see what the problem is. He got 2 feet and he got legs.
mhm.
She made both of their plates. She ain't got to, make the plates and have to bring it to him. Um, I can't remember who that was I was talking with that was saying that or whatever. And I was like, well, she made the food. I don't see nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And they was like, do you think that the woman should have, brought the plate to him? And I was like, absolutely not. He went to
Yeah.
work. She made dinner. And that's that.
Yeah.
He can get up and go get it or whatever. But anyway, with saying who wears the pants, the thing is, when you get into a relationship, and this is generally it goes for all relationships, but generally in marriage, well, no, I'm not even gonna say that. And just generally, when you're in a relationship with someone and they're your significant other, y'all become one. There's not this person and that person, it's y'all together.
Yeah.
So the thing is you come into an agreement um to basically be there for one another and to help each other out. Y'all become one being.
Mhm.
Um, so when the person asked me that about who should wear the pants or whatever like that, it's both of you. Do you believe that a woman should work if a man is working, he makes enough to pay the bills and all that or whatever? Well, yeah. What um if she has the ability, she doesn't have any ailments or nothing that prevents her from working, why not? Why
Yeah.
should no woman work as well? Just because his money covers all the bills? Well, what about what's it called? I guess not really splurging, but like luxury, for leisure. You want to take a trip. Is his money supposed to cover that too? Y'all supposed to save up?
Right. And then even that in itself is a selfish way to live too, because it's like, wow, you want to put all that burden and all that extra stress on your man. Because like, what if
Right.
something happens where he loses his job and you're
That
not
part.
working either, so you don't have
And,
anything to fall back on.
and that's what I was going to get to. Yes, I believe you both should be working. Because like you just said, if one lose their job, the other one can, help out or whatever, where that one is lacking,
Right.
and vice versa. But not only that, um, what was I gonna say? I just don't. I can't. It doesn't. My brain doesn't compute. Like how, with those individuals who believe that a man should be in the field and the woman should be the stay-at-home mom. Okay, well, let's say that happens, right? Children needs both of their parents.
Yes.
They need a mother and a father. And when one is working more than the other, or one is working and one is not, one is spending more time with the other one than that one.
Hmm.
So then there's gonna be, cause problems because there's one that's spending more time with the other, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
So I believe that, both can wear the pants um in a relationship. Um where one is maybe efficient or provides more in one area, the other one may provide more in another.
Yeah. It's about working together. You don't just become someone's, you're not like enslaved to someone because you marry them and have kids with them. You don't lose your individuality, your independence just because you're with someone and you have children. But a lot of females, not all of them, but a lot of them, their dream, I don't know why, the dream is to be a housewife and to be with the kids all day. I'm like, that shouldn't be your dream. Your dream should be, I don't know, like have a career, move up in your career, like I don't know, do things for yourself, like, get yourself like somewhere where like you have, I don't know, status or power or something. Your life shouldn't stop just because you have children. And I
Right.
don't know why that's a common mentality amongst a lot of like, I guess, modern day women. I don't know. I don't understand that mentality. I would never want to just stop my life in my mid early 20s when I have a child just because like, oh, well, I have a kid now and my man's going to pay all our basic necessities. So, yeah, that's it for me. I'm done growing. I'm done, progressing in my life. Like, what?
Like that's it for you? You settling down? So when
Yeah.
motherfuckers come to you, they could be like, "So what did you accomplish in life?" "Oh, I graduated high school and
And
partly
I
went to
popped out kids.
college."
Yeah.
Okay,
And then I popped
but
out some
after
kids.
you okay? That's it.
Right. And
Oh,
then it's
no,
the
hold
same
on.
female.
No,
What?
no, 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 no. No, because they'll be able like, "Oh, I've been here, I've been there, I've gotten this and I've gotten that." Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the receipts? Oh, this says such and such name. Oh, he's
Mm-hmm.
gotten you this. Oh, he's taking you there.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, you haven't done shit.
Right. And then they get too comfortable, and then their man ends up cheating on them because he finds someone with who actually has ambition and drive to do something with their lives in the office or workplace or wherever. And then he cheats on her because it's like, well, you're just sitting at home doing nothing. Like you're sitting, yeah, you're with the kids, sure, but I mean, if you got up and you got a job and you continued to advance your career, you could probably afford a nanny between both of y'all, and that way you both can have your lives and you can keep like whatever semblance of a relationship y'all could still have. But no, y'all want to just throw everything out the window because you want to sit at home all day and have put all that burden on your man to pay the bills. Like I don't, I don't understand. I'm too independent to want to do that. Uh-uh.
And I think that may be what it is because I'm the same way. But there are some men out there that, want housewives.
Yeah, that's something that they truly want and that's something they can handle, fine, they can do that. But it's just gross to me when I see it on social media where like, I'm a housewife, I'm a full-time housewife, and it's like a flex. It's like that's not a flex, baby.
Okay.
That's not a flex at all.
Man, I feel you though.
Right. No, that should never be your aspirations in life. Because you're just
Yeah.
telling me that all you live for was to pop out some children and that's it. Like you're like, I don't know. You're just being bred, honestly.
Not being Brad Queen. Yo, no, for
I
real.
mean,
Where's the lie?
okay, but
Man,
yeah, no. It's
man,
like,
go ahead.
hmm? No, I'm just saying, like, why do we still have those archaic ways of thinking
Man,
in today's society? Like, I don't know.
I want to say this one more time though, because I mentioned this before, and I think in empowerment or empowerment extended, one of the two. But we were speaking on, uplifting women and everything, and I talked about how I was raised by a lot of wise grew up, was raised by a lot of wise women in my life, or have a lot of wise women in my family.
Mhm.
But and I'm glad that they influenced me to be giving me so much knowledge and wisdom because they were so different then. Like
Yeah,
they had some people in my family had children at a young age or whatever, and they thought that it was gonna like hold them back or prevent them from doing whatever, and in some areas it did or whatever, but they were such go-getters that when they had children, some of them got 2, 3 jobs, and um just was on the hustle and grind to provide
mhm.
for their children.
It
And
didn't slow
now,
them down.
okay, and now that the children, well, all of us children are older, they're still pretty young and they can start doing more, do more with their lives.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, yeah, I never understood the mentality that your life's over because you have children. It's not. It's really not.
Man,
You only have your children around for 18 years. So if you have
okay,
your kids young, you're gonna be like 20, late, no, not, well, maybe like 30s, mid, early 30s around there when they at the house. So
okay.
your life really isn't over because they're starting to say now too that 30s are your new 20s. I've been seeing that a lot too. That like when you're in your 30s, you're basically in your 20s still because of just how different everything is, honestly, and how everyone's still trying to like figure out what they are and like what they're doing, like career wise and everything, and with their
Yeah,
lives and stuff. So, because it's so much harder than it was before. Like before, I could walk the fuck into like any old establishment and be like, I want a job, and they'd be like, okay. But nowadays, it's like, oh, do you know like do you have a reference? Oh, do you know the owner? Oh, do you know the
okay,
owner's assistant? Oh, you don't? Okay, well, we don't want you because we have this other person who knows everybody in the company already. So
okay.
he's coming in. Like it's
Great,
just so much harder and different now. So,
man. True, true, true.
but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for double standards. It's just that like if y'all want equality, y'all gonna mean it and y'all gotta act like it
Okay,
because
across
no.
the board.
Right. No, like exact no. Literally, like I found a video too. I think I sent it to you actually. It was this individual, he was in an airport and this lady was pushing her luck with him. She was all in his face, screaming at him, and then like he was just screaming back at her and he wasn't touching her, she wasn't touching him. And then like she spit in his face. And then
Oh,
he
that's
was like, yeah,
familiar.
yeah. And then he started throwing hands because I was like, well, she got confrontational and she got physical first.
You know what?
So
And they made it. I don't know how long ago it was, but he wouldn't get charged for that
he
because
wouldn't.
no, because she
Good.
spit on him.
Yeah.
That's an assault.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But the people, the bystanders in the video, they were
Mhm.
restraining him. They were hitting him. They were calling him a
Yeah,
coward. But I'm like,
a lot of people, and a lot of people would do that and think that because he's a man and he put his hands on a woman, and they say that, oh, you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman and all that shit like that. But no, she spit on him.
yeah,
Uh, it's see, now that's really difficult because even now, like, if a woman hits you, uh, if you hit her back, um, I believe you can still be charged for that, even though she put her hands on you first.
Yeah.
Because I think they say like, try to diffuse the situation or just walk away or whatever like that. But sometimes, it could just be just drama. And she just causing bullshit, and she think because she a woman that she can put her hands on him or whatever and get away with it.
Mm-mm.
But
Nope.
as far as like getting spat on, oh yeah, it don't matter the gender. That's the fault.
Right. If you're gonna throw hands like a man, you better take it back like a man. Like,
Okay.
no. Mm-mm. But like, no one should be hitting anyone. Period. No one should be touching anybody. Period. I
Yeah.
don't. When I hear that shit, oh, you never put your hands on a woman. I'm like, actually, no. It's no one should put their hands on anyone.
Okay. That part.
So no, it's not. Don't put your hands on a woman. Keep your hands to yourselves and your fluids.
Okay. So yeah, your fluids.
Right. Like
For
that
real.
just really bothered me because I was like, wow, like they literally were beating on him and everything, and I was like, but he's just defending himself.
Right.
But because they see a man, they're like, oh, well, she's still the one that needs help because she's a woman. It's like, no,
Okay.
y'all are just standing around while they're screaming at each other. And then you wait until he explodes because she does something to him. And then it's his fault and you're beating on him and calling him the coward? Like, what?
Yeah.
Y'all should have de-escalated the situation way before this. But no, no one did anything. No one wants to do shit until shit pop off.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Just what you said, that part right there. No one wants to do shit until shit pop off. But motherfuckers quick to take their phones out and start recording.
Right. Period. Yes. And it's like, why? Why? I don't understand.
I don't either, Queen. That side resonated with me. It really did. It's like I don't understand. For real.
Like nobody want to act until it's too late. Mm-mm.
For
Nope.
sure.
Not the queen, baby.
Okay, we
If
getting that.
somebody in my okay, if somebody in my face doing shit to me, I'll be like, Queen, pull this bitch back before I stab the fuck out
Okay.
of her.
I'm already coming with the machete.
You're like, no, baby, it's okay. I'll stab
Okay, I got you. Don't worry.
her. Like no, 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 no. Like with the whole Maria too. That whole Maria downstairs. She literally,
Oh yeah.
literally, like, what the hell is that? But we ain't gonna get into that one because we still gotta save some
Okay.
time for wheels.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you like to begin with wheels, Queen? Because
Child, why you always put me on spot like that?
because I'm trying to censor myself. I don't want to say the most awful things
You know,
in
I
front
don't.
of our.
I be trying not to either. I'm trying to be a different queen.
Okay, Queen, but you control yourself better than me. I be saying whatever the fuck I want to say, and I gotta censor myself for the fans.
Okay. Um. Well. Um. Let me see. Hold on. Actually, let me grab a drink first, cause my throat is kind of motherfucking dry.
Okay, she said I got a lot to say about this.
Let's see. I gotta moisten these tonsils, child.
Okay, I'm crying.
um. Give me 1 second. Gotta lubricate.
Hey, hold on. We on the pod.
It's okay. They know the vibes.
Okay,
If they don't know by now, they gonna know.
they should already know. Shit,
Okay.
we've been doing this. Has it been a year? Yeah, it's been a year now.
Um, it will be a year next month. Actually, yes. Or wait, yeah, next month, I believe. I
When
think
was our
that's right.
first episode? In April?
I believe so. Let me um pull it up. Hold on. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yes. Well, it was supposed to be March. It was like the end of March, but um We had to go back and re-record for the trailer episode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
um, because April 4th was our first episode,
Hmm.
which was only yet just beginning, but and then our trailer episode came out after that because we had to wait for I had to wait to retrieve the mic for
Okay,
better
the studio
quality.
equipment.
Okay, for better quality.
Hmm.
Um,
That's so fucking crazy though. That feels like all like yesterday, Queen.
it really does. Time be flying, child.
I know. It really does.
Yeah, 2 years ago when we were talking about
Starting all this.
yeah,
I remember it was like, yeah, it was around this time in 2021. Shit, Queen.
yes, okay, but so row your boat.
Pull the brakes.
Okay, hold on. So what do I want to say? First of all, um, and see, I want to say before I get into that, and it kind of is going to tie into this. um, Queen, Queen Jack been I don't know, she was slipping a little bit. She been letting some things slide.
Okay, like what?
She got a little bit beside herself, thinking um that she can let shit slide and get soft. She got a little soft.
Okay, we need to review our New Year's resolutions again because. Hmm.
I had to check myself this morning. Well, rather, it was last night, this morning, if you will.
How
Um,
so?
y- yeah, she was slipping a little bit. She let things slide. Because one thing is, Queen Jackie is not the type of bitch to fuck with.
That's what I tell everyone.
And let me say it again. Jackie is the bitch that you do not want to fuck with. Okay?
Okay.
But yeah, she started letting things slide and get by that sh- she would have never let happen. Because, like I've said and mentioned before, I am not accepting disrespect, and I don't give a fuck who you are, what title you hold, or any of that. Okay? There's been certain individuals who she's allowed to ice skate a little bit,
Okay.
and I was like, wait, hold on. I start reviewing some things, and I was like, oh hell no, bitch, why you ain't turn the fuck up? Okay, bitch, you would have been on the ass.
Okay.
But with saying that, I'm back. The bully's back, like she never left. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess because I kind of took a little break from we took a break from doing the podcast, and I took a break off social media and stuff like that.
Hmm. And a break from me too.
Yeah,
for a mini minute.
I took a break from everything.
Okay.
I went MIA for a minute, but when I came back, I was trying to uh I wanted to move differently. I wanted things to be differently. That I have ownership of, or co-ownership, or that I'm involved in, just because, in the direction that I'm going, where I'm headed with the business, with the business and everything.
Hmm.
um I wanted to be more professional, and not always turn up on every little thing. But I can still do that while, addressing things that I need to address, even if I gotta turn up, because that's what Jackson do. She turned the
Okay.
fuck up.
Period.
So, that's where yeah, I was slipping or whatever, because when I came back, I was trying to be more nice, if you will, I guess.
Hmm.
And in doing so, I let a couple things slide. And I was like, wait, hold on, bitch. Did you forget who the fuck you are? So I had to check myself. But so let's get back to it.
Okay.
We back, bitch. Um, so with Wheels, I first of all, let me give them a little background, because I don't think they know, because he never got on the show.
Okay. He tried to.
Okay,
Honestly,
so
actually, no, he didn't try to.
he really didn't. We don't get into it. So guys, so Wills is an individual that that Queen Juice wanted me to get to know and everything. Um, cause Juice was saying, like, I really feel like, you guys would get along, you guys kinda have similarities and qualities, or way of thinking, or what have you, or whatever. And I would think it would be really great for them to come on the pod. They can be our first guest speaker, or can be a third individual, a part of the podcast. I was like, okay, cool, cool. I was like, I'm always down for it, or whatever. So long as the vibe, energy, and things like that is good. I was like, yeah. So, um, Juice introduced us, and, we were interacting, getting to know each other, and yada, yada, yada.
Mhm.
So, um, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it. So, we spoke with Wills about, joining the pod or whatever. And he was like, okay, he'll do it or whatever. And, we just gotta coordinate schedules and yada yada yada. I was like, cool, whatever. So, um, so one day, we chilling or whatever the case may be, and so I'm like, hey, yo, Wills, we're gonna be recording an episode, and I would really love for you to join, because Juice said, um, he believes that, between the both of us, we have a lot to talk about on a specific topic, for one of the episodes or whatever. And he was like, okay, cool. He was like, let me know when, or when are you guys trying to do it? And, I give him a date or whatever. And so we agreed to a certain date, and I'm like, cool. So said day comes. Um, I tell all them, like, hey, um, we're about to go live or whatever. And it was like, okay, well, initially when we tried to do it, um, I don't know, the devil was at work because we really experienced technical difficulties the first go round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, Jack was having issues. I was having issues with my equipment and trying to um
I don't think the email was like being sent to both of us or something.
yeah. So I was trying to send the link to them both, and for some reason it'll send to one and not the other, and vice versa. And so like no, actually before that, I had to re-download the app, I think, because I was using the tablet and Mama Jack. Um, no, that wasn't it. I had to get rid of some things before I could use it or something like that. Anyway, so by the time we get into it, I was having technical difficulties with sending to the link to both individuals. And then, it was one thing after another, and I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? So we all kind of was getting a little frustrated, and um we were like messing around with it for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, or
Mm.
probably as long as we've been recording it like right now, which is almost 2 hours. And we all started to get a little frustrated. So I was just like, well, if you guys want, like, we can get back together another time because I don't know what's going on. I was like, I gotta figure this out or whatever. So we all get off or whatever. And then I finally figure it out. And I'm like, oh shit. So um I let them know, and then everybody was like, no, we'll just do it another time or whatever. So I was like, cool. So now mind you, when when I want to do something and I know it's a group thing and everyone's involved, I go ahead and let everyone know ahead of time. That way, when the time comes, everything can run smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I reached back out to him, like, hey, um, wagwan,
Okay.
what's our schedule like and all that, so we can, get back together to do the pod. Juice tells me, I got such and such availability, whatever, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what my schedule's looking like. What about you, Wills? Um, so this motherfucker said, um, he was like, I don't know, I'll be quite busy and all that. I'm not too sure, something may come up, something may not, whatever, whatever. I'm like, okay, I understand that. Some things pop up in your schedule or some things change or whatever. So I was like, okay, that was a little shallow, but I guess I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, well, I'll say, okay, well, when will you have free time? And then once again was like, I don't know, 'cause I have a lot going on and this, that, and the fourth. And last time we tried to convene, um, things didn't work out or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, that's not answering my question. And secondly, that sounds like excuses. So I was like, okay, so yeah, we did experience technical difficulties or whatever, and that's on my behalf. I take blame for that or what have you. I said, however, I figured it out right after, and um, the technician is okay now.
Mm-hmm.
The technology is technology.
Okay, the equipment is ready to go.
Okay, so I said, So I let him know that, like, well, yeah, that was, I understand that, whatever, whatever. I said we won't run into that problem again, and I was like, everything will be ready to go. And then so they, mentioned again how they got a lot going on and stuff like that, and dealing with, what they say, like anxiety, or he said some shit. Hold on, let me pull up the receipts because
Okay.
that's one thing about the gays. They always got receipts, baby.
Okay, we keep the proof because gotta keep you hoes accountable for what you say.
Zap hot. Now hold on. Why was that the first thing I seen in the message? I said, now hold on. um, so I reach out. I'm like, what you doing? Um, I'm gonna take out that word because anyway, I said, what you doing? So we'll say, I'm just sitting here with Queen Juice. I said, now hold on. He said, don't get me caught up. And I said, okay. Well, I'm like, what's your schedule Friday? Because Juice reached out to me, and Juice was communicating. I was like, well, check in with Wheels or whatever. So I check in
Hmm.
to see what's going on. So I said, what's your schedule Friday? Trying to get him to join in on the pod. And again, like I said, so he says, I'm not sure at the moment. I'll know tomorrow why. And I'm like, it's always unsurety. I didn't say this to them, but I was saying this in my head, like, it's always unsurety. So I was like, matter of fact, because this motherfucker likes to back out of things at last minute, because it happened before. So I said, actually, what's your schedule for the next 6 weeks? And find out right the fuck now. Okay. Now this child say, girl, I have bad ADHD. I cannot tell you how it's going to be for the next 6 weeks from now. But the reason why I said 6 weeks is because I was like to back out last minute. So I'm like, that way you have no motherfucking excuse.
Okay.
But then now he's excusing availability on ADHD.
I love that you said that. What's the availability for the next 6 weeks?
Okay, and find out right now. The fuck.
Okay. Actually, fuck that. For the next 6 months.
Okay, send me them files.
Oh,
I'm like,
actually,
the
just
fuck.
add me to your
Okay.
calendar. I need to see it.
No, I was gonna say, let me speak to your supervisor. Tell them to send me your schedule. Okay.
I'm crying.
Um. So yeah, I'm like, let me know the next 6 weeks what you doing. Talking about, I don't know, I have bad ADHD and da 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 da. Girl, don't nobody. I don't give a fuck about no ADHD. You don't have to be um all the way there just to record an episode.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, so the blame's on the ADHD or whatever. And I'm like, child, let me pull it back up because I'm like, what do I say next? He's like, I don't know, what my schedule gonna be for the next 6 weeks. I said, I don't want to hear it. I need to know what you're doing so I can get you on the podcast, ho.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, I can do it Friday if y'all are prepared. And I said, oh. In my head, I'm like, oh, bitch, we throwing shots just because we experienced technical difficulty one day when we decided to bring you on the podcast. And honestly, I think it was your energy and your spirit because problems like that before, have we, Queen?
Honestly, yeah. No, never.
Until we invited you, like, come on. So I said, have your ass up and ready at 9 a.m. We going live at 10 a.m. sharp. I don't want to hear no motherfucking excuses. Period.
Okay.
He said, okay. And I said, and you better not back out either. I said, we got some shit to talk about. And that was that. So, that day comes 10 a.m. sharp. Well, actually, no, 9 a.m. sharp comes. We reaching out, and of course, this whore backs out. Excuse me. Last minute, right? Now I don't know if this was the same day or a different day, but anyway, whether same day, different day or not. Um, what? No, I think he did. I think he backed out, and then we were supposed to record the next day or whatever. But that
Hmm.
day, um, didn't show up either. And the excuse was because, he had a lot going on. He had a lot in his schedule, right?
Hmm. And then didn't he say something along the lines of like, "Oh, I already told Juice all this."
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm getting to that. And I'm
Okay.
like, baby, that's an excuse. He said, no, it's not an excuse, and da 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 da. Yes, it is, because bitch. Ooh, Queen, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me take a drag, because I'm really trying not to drag. But nah, fuck that. This motherfucker made the excuse as to say, I have a lot going on. My schedule today. Oh, really? What the fuck you got going on?
Okay.
This individual is impaired to be respectful, and hence the name Wills.
Hmm.
So I'm a bit confused. What the fuck are you busy with?
Mind you, this was all in the summer too, so school was out.
He was like, oh, I have a haircut appointment, and I told you so this before, and I also told you guys in the group, and da 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 da. Okay, that's hair. Next.
That take all day?
Okay, we can give you 30 minutes. Bitch, maybe an
Right.
hour just to be good.
Right.
Like, come on. It's like, that's not it. I just have a lot going on. That was always his excuse. I have a lot going on. I have a lot going on. Bitch, we all got a lot going on.
But meanwhile, Queen, he would call me while he was sitting in Target doing nothing, just looking around window shopping.
Yeah. My thing,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a lot going on. You didn't
No.
want to record. You didn't want to record. And my thing is, like, that's what you should have said, because I'd rather someone be upfront and honest with me than make excuses or even lie to me. Because one thing about Queen Jack, you can it's I can almost say that you could never I could almost say that it's impossible for anyone to lie to me, because I'm investigative, I'm observant, I listen, I watch, I pay attention, and my intuition is a motherfucker.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I'd rather you be straightforward and honest with me and tell me the truth than to make excuses than lie, because I'm going to find out
If
whether
anything,
you think I will or not.
it was my bad for even introducing y'all and even continuing to be friends with him because I don't know if I ever told you this, but he literally ditched me right when Queen Luna died, my dog before Piper. My dad died when the pandemic just started, and a whole like another situation was going on with my sister. He ditched me when those four major things were happening to me
Hmm.
because he found his man's, and I was like, "Are you ever gonna call me? Are you ever gonna talk to me? Like you're not talking to me as much anymore." And he's just like, "Oh, like what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I have a lot of things going on. I need someone to be there to talk to at this moment." Or whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna call you. And then I flipped out because I was going through so much shit at that time that I was like, I don't have time for you to be fake and tell me that you're gonna call me, you're gonna do this. Like, are you gonna call me or not? He's like, girl,
Mm.
like I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to enjoy like my relationship and my new man and everything. So like, he's like, no, but I'll call you when I'm free. And lo and behold, I never got that call. Instead, he blocked me on every fucking thing. And then he tried to pop up, I think again, like 2021 around there. He tried to pop back up and it's like, I was just going through a lot. Like, I was like my first relationship and everything. And, I was just getting all that established and like getting all that situated and everything. He's like, but me and my man are happy now. We're fine and everything and we're good. He's like, but how are you? And I was like, and like the dumb bitch that I was, I forgave him, which I really shouldn't have because that's such a fucked up thing. Like, that's not a friend. A friend doesn't do that shit to you,
Right.
especially when you that down bad. Like, no. And but no, I forgave him because it was the pandemic and I was lonely, and the only other person I really had was King Juice because I don't even think you and I were talking again yet. And
Yeah, I don't think.
right, so it was just me and King Juice, and I was like, I really want other friends right now. So I was like, okay, fine, it's whatever. But that behavior continued. Like he would just continue to block me and drop me whenever he felt like over the most minute and minuscule things.
Hmm.
And so I don't know why I continue to be friends with him. I think it was just because I was desperate for a different type of companionship besides my relationship. And
Hmm.
maybe that's why. And I really don't know why I put myself through that because I didn't deserve any of that.
Right.
And whatchamacallit, he literally gaslit me a lot to make me believe like I was some terrible, horrible person. He would tell me all the time that like I'm such an awful friend that I don't care about him. And like, he would be like, like you call me fat and you call me like all these names, but I'm like, but you call me like a whore, you call me a slut, you tell me that like, like my coochie loose like a hallway and everything and all that shit. And he's like, yeah, but you call me a car. And I'm like, because you do that shit to me. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, who literally would send you a bag sometimes when you were broke and you're like, oh, like, I want to get some food? I would send you like 10, 20, $15. What have you
Okay.
done for me? What have you done for me? Like, I literally Ubered Eats your ass food one time. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Man.
what? And I even bought you a Christmas present. I mean, I never sent it, but I bought you a Christmas present too. So what are you talking about? How am I a bad friend? I'm literally here like, no. And then when him and his friend broke up too, and not his friend, his boyfriend broke up, literally, who was there listening to him and he was crying on the phone for hours? Me.
Okay.
Even after he fucking blocked me when he got back with his ex best friend, apparently, I don't even know how fucking true this is, but his ex best friend, literally, they got back together. They were friends again. And his apparently, I don't even know if this is true because he's also, I found out recently, he's just a compulsive liar. But his ex best friend told him, like, oh, if you want to be friends with me again, you got to block him. And he did it. He blocked me. He dropped me like nothing. And I was like, why am I allowing people to treat me like this? Like, why am I doing this? And
Yeah.
it took me a long time because again, like a dumb bitch, I forgave him after even after that. He was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I don't know. He was just really manipulative and he like basically like controlled me and he made me do it. And I was like, but you're grown. Like you can make your
Okay.
own decisions. Like no one can make you do anything. You're not the victim in everything. Like you're
That part.
not. And um no, and then most recently when him and his boyfriend broke up too, I was there for all that, and then I got told in the end that, oh, you don't tell me what to do with my life, and I can do what I want. Like, yeah, you can, but don't come to me crying about your problems and telling me like you hate your life and you want to change. And I'm giving you like, advice and telling you what I would do if I was you, and you're just gonna go ahead and just block me in the middle of nowhere. Like what? Like you knew everything I was going through in my life too, but you didn't give a fuck because your feelings are more important than anyone else's, which is so selfish.
Hmm.
And yeah, no, because I literally was like I was really really depressed this time last year. Like I was going through it because I didn't have a job. I just felt like a failure. I felt like I wasn't doing anything, and I would always tell him those things, and he just dropped me in the middle of all that, and it's like I don't know. I'm like, there's no fucking way that I was the problem in all that. No way. So then when he came back most recently, I was like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this to myself no more. This is just a cycle and it needs to be broken because you're just going to keep coming back and leaving whenever the fuck you feel like it. And you're going to continue to try to use me because the first fucking thing he said when he came back was like, oh, can you mail my Christmas present to me? Not, oh, I got you something. Oh, how are you doing? No, it's, can
Right.
you mail my Christmas?
How are you doing? Damn.
Right. No, I'm sorry for blocking you and I was wrong. No, it was, can you mail my present, my Christmas present to me? Oh, I'll send you the money for the shipping too, if that helps. Like, so to
Hmm.
me, like that set off more bells. I was like, no, like this isn't a fucking friend. This is not. Because when I confronted him about him blocking me again about the whole like, his ex-boyfriend thing, he was like talking about some shit like saying that like, oh, like, I was just going through a hard time. The same shit he would always say. I'm going through some things and I just needed to be alone or whatever. I'm like, yeah, there's a way to be alone without blocking me. Like Queen Jack does it all the time. If you want to be
Okay.
alone, just be alone. You don't need to block me and make me feel like I did something or I did some type of shit to you. Like no.
Hmm.
And so no, this time I was like that most recent time when he popped back up, I was like, no, like I'm feeling some weird things right now. So, and then around the same time his ex-man's like unblocked me and I was like, what the hell? So I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think I can believe the shit that comes out your mouth. So I'm going to your man. So I went to him and I was like, so what happened? Like, is he talking shit about me? He's like, yeah, all the time. He would talk about you and your man's and your relationship and everything. I'm like, that's so fucking funny because he would never tell me shit about y'all and he would always beg me to spill what was going on in my relationship. And the
Hmm.
fact that he would be talking about it to you and literally just using me for entertainment, that's so fucking funny to me. And I was like, but look where y'all are now. Look where y'all are
Okay.
now. And he's just like, what you call it? He's like, yeah, he would talk so much shit about you, and then when you guys would get into a fight, like he wouldn't stop talking about you for like ever. But I'm like, I literally didn't do anything. He's like, yeah, no. He's like, I never had an issue with you or anything. And he would tell me these things. I would honestly be on your side or whatever. And I was like, I'm done. I'm dead. He's like, yeah. He's like, but he's like, I just think he's like a liar, like a compulsive liar too. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, like, call it? Like, he would tell his friends and everything that like I made him break up, like not break up. I made him like cut his friends off and everything because I just found out that our mutual friends, some of them came to me and they told me that he was saying that. I was like, oh, so he was basically saying that you were isolating him. He's like, yeah. He's like, but I wasn't. He's like, I never was. He's like, that's not how I am. He's like, but his friends can play the victim and do whatever they want, but I know how the truth is and whatever. He's like, I just let the victim play the victim because the truth always comes out or whatever, some shit like that. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so is there like, I'm like, okay, so I just wanted to verify some other things with you then while I'm here. And he's just like, oh, yeah, no, that never happened. Because he would tell me, like, I think it's like a flex or some shit. He told me, he was like, yeah, like, I can't go out anywhere on like a regular car because, he's in a wheelchair, right?
Hmm.
And so he needed a special van. And he told me, he was like, oh, like my boyfriend bought that for me. It was like a $50,000 van, and I was like, oh, he bought it for you. I'm like, that's so nice, that's so sweet. He's like, yeah. He's like, but my mom gets so jealous and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh,
Hello.
Wayne,
S Yeah.
did it cut off again?
Yeah. For a second,
Okay,
you said his man bought that for him, but he said his mom get jealous.
yeah, yeah. His mom would get jealous, apparently. And then so I asked him, like, did you buy him like all these things that he would tell me that you buy him? Because I think he was trying to make me jealous or something for real. Yo, they keep ringing me. I'm about to block them right now. Am I back? Am I live again?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. Hello.
Hold on, Queen.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Call it? Um, and um, hold on. Let me get my train of thought back. My family got to interrupt everything. Oh, yeah. So no, he would like flex about like all that shit or whatever, and I'm pretty sure it was an attempt to make me jealous or try to. But I don't get jealous over like material shit like that because I would always tell him like when I didn't have a job, I was like, yeah, like King Juice like pays like the rent for me and like whatever else I need for real. And he would just be like, oh, he's like, yeah, he's like, why don't you just live with him because he's basically like supporting you. I was like, no, but like I want to be an independent person and all these things. And he was like, no, but like it's fine to like live off with someone. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what he would tell me. And I was
Okay.
like, okay. And then so I wanted to verify with his mans after they broke up. I was like, "Did you actually?" He's like, "No." He's like, "His parents, I guess, bought him that." He's like, "I don't have anything to do with that." And I was like, "Okay." Well, he said you also bought him like an iPad, an Apple Watch, and an iPhone. He's like, "No." He's like, "I never bought him any of those things. The most I would buy him was like lunch when we would go out to eat, but like that's it." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Chill.
He's like, yeah, he was just a liar, like about a lot of things. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. And I'm like, so he tells me that you cheated on him. Is that why y'all broke up? He's like, no, I just couldn't take him, like handle him anymore because he always was sad about something or going through something. And I was like, oh, he's like, yeah. He's like, no, I never cheated on him. He's like, I broke up with him and I'm with someone now. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I confronted Wheels, of course. And like the person he is, he doesn't want to accept responsibility for anything. He wants to
Mhm.
deflect and he wants to change the subject and he wants to point the blame at somebody else, at some other party or an individual party. I don't know. He always loves to do that. And I was like, no, you need to just accept responsibility and face reality. That's what you need the most.
Okay.
And I believe I told him something along the lines of call it, you're in this position and you're the way that you
You went out again.
queen. Everyone's calling me. I'm gonna have to wrap up soon, but
I
I
know. I
really
was
want to
gonna.
finish what I'm saying because they keep calling me.
I feel you.
But no, so I was like, yeah, you're in this position, blah blah blah, and because of the way you act and the way you behave, and really hope you drop the victim mentality. And I'm like, also in reference to and talking about the way you act and the way you behave. I'm not talking about and the way you look. I'm not talking about your weight or your disability or none of that. Like before you try and twist my words to your little friends, because I know you're gonna run off and tell them that. Yeah.
Hey
Oh.
yo.
And no, and I just felt like I really needed to confront him about all those things because I told you already, Queen. I'm in my healing era. I'm in my era where I forgive individuals for what they do, and I also confront motherfuckers and say what I need to say
Okay.
because we're done protecting feelings. We're done.
Okay. That
Uh,
part.
so that was a big thing for me, and he's trying to tell me that he's being the one that dropped me because he said respectfully, like, never contact me again. But we both know I dropped him this time, and it's for good
Okay.
because there is nothing that I can get from a friendship with him. Nothing. I tried.
Period.
It's been since 2019 this shit's been going, Queen, and there's nothing that I can get from that. I'll miss his companionship because it was nice to like have someone that I could call on the phone and not have it be my man's or my
Okay.
family. But I don't need somebody who's just constantly gonna be envious of me in the shadows and they're gonna be, making a spectacle of me behind my back. Honestly, when
Yeah.
I found out he was saying all that shit about me, it's like, but like none of my friends like or anyone around here even know that you exist. So I'm like, it's I'm like I must be like a giant thing in your life for you to be telling everybody about me and talking so much about me. And
Okay.
yeah, but
Child.
that chapter is closed.
Okay.
So,
Period.
and that is the last y'all will hear about wheels.
Okay.
because
Um,
yeah.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, so just long story short, the motherfucker just kept making excuses. But last thing I want to say on said individual, there's one word that describes him, and that is a narcissist.
Mm,
Because everything he did and the way he was acting and all that is narcissistic.
period.
You make up excuses, you lie about stuff and make up excuses for it when you're addressed. You play as if um what I'm trying to say, like pry on people's feelings and shit like that by for one, making it as though your feelings are more important than someone else's or theirs don't matter, um and just playing victim all the time,
Mm,
and blaming people for other stuff and not owning up to you, to taking responsibility for shit that you've done. So yeah, and I'm a bit upset because Queen and Royalties,
mm-hmm.
I was finna drag this hoe.
Okay. I can't believe we made him an honorary queen,
Okay,
but that shit was
man.
snatched right back. Don't.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
say snatch the fuck back. Um, man, because I was when I tell you I was finna drag that hoe for filth, and I was like, oh yeah, and we got a podcast. I said, now
Okay.
hold on,
At least I know about myself now that I can't handle people who have that victim mentality. I cannot. I've been his
man.
friend for what, 5 years? I cannot do that again. That is too draining, bitch.
Yep.
Draining.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
And that's another reason why I didn't and still kind of now not dragging that individual the way I want to. It's because um they don't deserve that. To be trying to take my power away, nor do they deserve that kind of clout, even though we still kind of talking about that individual. But the way I was finna drag, I would have released all the social platforms. I'd be like, y'all get him.
Okay. Okay. I just I'll never ever understand how there's people like that who you do the most for them and they could
Okay,
give a shit less about you.
man, I'll stop fucking with people like that. Cause hell no.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so um, I said I was gonna do this at the end, but at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I can kind of do it now because we practically covered each topic. I mean, each individual. Um, so guys, we have a new segment that we'll do each month. At the beginning of the month, which it is now, but we'll do it at the end, like towards the end of the month. Um, we will be doing Clownery Jackson Award nominees. And so our nominees are, was the shift lead I talked discussed about earlier, where she
Mm-hmm.
estimated me and thought that she was finna come at me however she wanted to. But it actually wasn't her, it was a different shift lead. But luckily the other one kind of saved her ass. So I won't uh talk about what happened with the other one, but so we have the shift lead. Um we got the Big Apple.
Okay.
Hey yo. I actually kind of wanted to talk about that, but we kind of touched on it a little bit too. But whatever.
Mm.
And Wheels. So those are our Clownery Jackson Award nominees.
Okay. And at the end of the month, we'll announce the winner.
Okay. Brrr. But yeah, that covers every topic.
Mm-mm. Jeez, Queen. So, how are we gonna select the winner, though? Are we gonna just see like if they act up again throughout the month, and then we'll compare
Um,
from there?
well, I don't know because with the Shiftly, um,
She not in the picture.
okay, no more. So, um, I don't know. We can discuss that.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just monitor their clowniness throughout the
Okay.
month. Their
Period.
clownery, yeah. But
And oh, also we can ask the royalties who they think should be the winner based
okay.
upon the story.
Honestly, yeah. That'd actually be a good idea, yeah. I really, really want to get into Twitter spaces though too, so that we can have like in real time people talking to us and with us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna discuss that. Um, I'm gonna call you like in a mini minute because I have to do a few things real fast and also well we're already wrapping this up so that don't matter but
Okay.
um. So I have to do something real fast, and then we can talk about Twitter Space and then the award nominees.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta wrap this up too because my family keep calling me like crazy, like somebody died.
Oh yeah, we are.
Actually, actually, oh my God! Everybody say happy birthday to Queen Piper. It's her birthday. I almost forgot.
Oh,
It's Queen
oh,
Piper. She three. She three today.
happy
Yeah.
birthday, Queen Piper. Yes.
Okay. She what?
Period.
She 21 in dog years now, so she can drink.
Okay.
She can get litty.
Okay. Period. Take a shot for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Right? Oh, can't believe I almost forgot. What kind of mom am I?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. That covers every topic, and if you want, we can go ahead and get up, y'all.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up and say goodbye to the people. Um, I know it's been a minute, y'all, but I hope y'all are still working towards those New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
And I hope to be more consistent this year and
Yeah.
bring y'all new, interesting, and exciting content.
That part.
But I
Um,
think that's it for me. Jack, do you have any final words?
so my final words, in agreement with what you said, but also I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and are content with the content that we put out. I know it's been a mini minute, um, but we wanted to provide you guys with, a few more topics than usual, and which in turn um made the episode a bit longer. And yes, content will be well structured and on time now. So
Period.
that's that on that. I hope you guys have a lovely, wonderful time, and like Ju said, are getting to your New Year resolutions, and that's all for now until later this month.
Bye bye, royalties. Take
Bye, Royal.
care.
Bye.
Bye.